Imagine this: walking into a crime scene so strange, so twisted, that even Hollywood's most daring screenwriters would dismiss it as too unrealistic. That was exactly what Detective Laura Hayes faced on a Tuesday night in the city of Ravenwood. The call came in at 11:47 p.m. A neighbor reported hearing strange noises like music, laughter, and then silence coming from the Marshalls' home, a wealthy family who had lived in the quiet suburb for years. When police arrived, what they saw didn't make sense. The front door was unlocked, the lights were on, dinner was still warm on the table, but the Marshalls' mother, father, and 2 kids were gone. No signs of a break-in, no blood, no struggle. The only thing out of place was the living room. In the center, a chair was bolted to the ceiling, and sitting upside down on it was a mannequin, dressed in a black tuxedo, polished shoes, and a plastic smile painted across its face. In its hand, clutched tight, was something that made every officer in the room step back in horror at a human heart, still beating. Whoever staged this wasn't just a killer, they were artists. Laura had seen murder staged before, but this was a theater, it was a ritual, it was planned. And it got worse. Hidden under the mannequin's seat, she found a crumpled page, typewritten, old, the words read like a movie script. Scene 1, the disappearing family, 4 lives erased, their home turned into a stage. The curtain rises, the audience waits. At first, detectives thought it was a sick prank, but then Laura discovered something chilling. This page came from an unfinished screenplay by a reclusive Hollywood director named Adrian Vale. Adrian had been hailed as a genius in the 90s. His films were bizarre, twisted, and almost surreal. But before completing his final script, rumored to be so disturbing that no studio would touch it, he vanished. No one ever saw him again. And now, 20 years later, his script is coming alive, page by page. Each crime scene that followed mirrored another scene from the screenplay. A school gym transformed into a macabre circus, with desks stacked like bleachers and mannequins dressed as clowns surrounding a single spotlight. An abandoned theater where the curtains rose to reveal a blood-soaked stage, yet no bodies were ever found. A deserted hotel room where every mirror reflected different images of the missing victims smiling, alive, as if frozen in another reality. And at every scene, more pages appeared, predicting the crimes before they happened. But then came the most terrifying discovery. The next page of the screenplay didn't describe another victim. It described Detective Laura Hayes. It outlined her investigation, her thoughts, her exact words are things no one else could have known. The script wasn't just predicting the crimes, it was predicting her life. She tried to dismiss it, tried to convince herself it was coincidence, that someone was watching her, feeding details into the script. But then she read the final page. And it showed her death. Not just how, but when and where. The chilling line read, "Final scene, the detective becomes the story. The curtain falls, applause." From that moment, Laura wasn't just hunting a killer, she was being hunted. Every move she made felt scripted, like she was being directed by an invisible hand. Even her own thoughts no longer felt like her own. Was Adrian Vale alive, pulling the strings from the shadows, or had someone else found his script and decided to bring it to life? The deeper she dug, the more she realized the horrifying truth. This wasn't just a crime, this was a movie, and she wasn't the detective anymore, she was the star. And like every movie, it had to end. But the question was, would she survive the final scene? Don't just watch, be part of the mystery. Like this video, subscribe to Vault of Crimes and never miss the secrets others won't tell.